For Lesson 3A, when you open it, instead of being on the History dock, you will want the Layers dock open. Notice that it looks like you have the numbers 3, 2, and 1 all overlaid on each other. Over here in the Layers dock, you can see a layer titled 3, 2, 1, and background. If I click on the eye on 3, notice that it turns off or on. 2, 1, and the background. The checkerboard pattern that you are seeing indicates that there is a transparency, that there is no visible image. Another thing to notice is that if I click here on layer 3, which is currently the selected layer, click, I can pull it down, and now it is underneath the number 2 or layer 2. The layer that is on top will be the most visible, obscuring the layers below it in the order in which they appear. And if I were to move the background to the top, it obscures all of them. Now, layers can be moved, and you do that using the Move tool. Now there's two main selections here. Pick a layer or guide or move the active layer. If you have chosen Move the active layer, notice over here that layer 1 is slightly highlighted. That's the active layer, so wherever I move it or wherever I click, that is the one that gets moved. If I click on 2, the background. Whereas if I click on Pick a Layer or Guide, it doesn't matter what is chosen over here. If I click on the number 3, notice in the upper right it has become the active layer, and that's the one that gets moved. So I'm going to move these off to the side, and now I'm going to do a brief demo on color replacement. I'm going to come up here, choose the Fuzzy Select tool, click on the number 3, and if you notice the marquee, the whole thing is selected. That's because the background is the active layer. If I wanted to select the number 3, I would have to make that the active layer. Now when I click on it, notice that the marquee is around 3. I'm going to come up here to the bucket tool. I'm going to choose foreground color, which is currently black. I click in here and it becomes black. If I wanted a different color, say orange, I'd come in here, select it. That looks okay. Now I'd come in here, click again, and it's now orange. Now one of the other things available is a pattern fill. So I click on pattern fill, click on the little thumbnail, and here's some pre-selected patterns. Now generally when you're doing a pattern fill, you want to do the whole selection. Click on it, and there's the pattern. Want a different pattern? Now if instead I had chosen fill similar colors, and let's choose something that'll be very obvious. It's kind of spotty, whereas if I chose fill whole selection, see, you get a different effect, because on the prior click it was simply filling in that particular shade that I had clicked on. Now This is just a practice or demonstration. What you need to do for actual credit on this is the following. You need to make a new file, new, set the width to, let's call it 640 pixels, the height to 480 pixels, click on Advanced, fill with, we're going to choose foreground color for now, click OK, and it's orange. If you wanted it to be a different color, before you got to that point you would have clicked on this and chosen a new color. Now we're going to go to the text tool. Draw a box. Notice that this color right here is orange. If we put orange on orange text, it's not going to be visible. We'll click on it, choose a new color. That should work out. Click back inside the box. Type the name. It's a little bit small, so let's make it a little bit larger. And now we'll click outside. You can see that it's on a new layer. Let's go back. I'll click outside of here. Let's click on to the text tool again. I'm going to draw a new one. Again, let's change the color and type in last name. Oops, notice a problem here. The text size is really too big. So make sure you're clicked in down here. I wasn't paying attention to the color having gone back. Let's select it. Click on this, choose a color, click OK, and let's make it bigger. Click outside, and now we have three layers. We have the background, name, last name. Save it and upload.